The 1942 Liberty Wheat Penny, a humble coin minted during turbulent times, now worth thousands under the right conditions. Could one of these be hiding in your change jar or coin collection? Let's find out. The year is 1942. America is in the throes of World War II, with soldiers overseas and citizens on the home front sacrificing metal, food, and time for the war effort. Even coinage reflected this national struggle. Pennies were a daily part of life, used in rationing stamps, war bonds, and everyday transactions. The 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny was designed by Victor David Brenner, the same man who created the first Lincoln cent in 1909. On the obverse, we see Abraham Lincoln's right-facing profile, his serious expression fitting for the time. To the left is the word liberty and to the right, the year 1942. On the reverse, two wheat stalks curve inward, flanking the bold words 1 cent and United States of America. At the top, e pluribus unum. These wheat stalks gave the coin its famous nickname, the wheat penny. Despite high mintage numbers, certain variations and conditions make these coins incredibly valuable today. Collectors often search for errors or rare minting varieties. The 1942 penny has several, including double die obverse DDO. Look for slight doubling on Liberty. The date, or in God we trust. Off-center strikes. Coins struck off-center can range in value depending on severity. Die cracks, cuts, minting flaws where parts of the die broke or shifted, creating raised lines or blobs. So, what is your 1942 wheat penny worth today? The 1942 penny came in 3 color classifications: BN brown, typical tone after circulation; RB red brown, partial brown. A full red 1942 penny, in pristine condition, is what collectors covet most. Step 1. Check the date and mint mark. Step 2. Inspect for doubling using a 10x magnifier. Step 3. Assess the color and wear. Step 4. Use grading guides or submit to PCGS, NGC for professional grading. Step 5. Compare recent auction prices. Even a coin worth 1 cent in 1942 could be worth $1,000 plus today. Beyond its value, the 1942 wheat penny is a historical artifact. It connects us to a nation at war, the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, and the everyday Americans who carried it in their pockets. It's a testament to resilience, economy, and craftsmanship during one of the world's most challenging eras. Do you have a 1942 Liberty Wheat Penny in your collection? It might just be your next hidden treasure. In 1942, the United States was no longer just watching World War II from a distance. It was now deeply involved. Following the attack on Pearl Harbor in December 1941, the country shifted into total war mobilization. Industries retooled overnight. Car factories began producing tanks. Typewriter companies manufactured rifles. The U.S. Mint, too, felt the pressure of war. Every piece of metal was scrutinized for its potential use in munitions, aircraft, and military equipment, though copper was crucial for bullet casings and wiring in military vehicles. In 1942, the penny was still being minted in 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, the same composition used since 1909. However, war demands on copper were increasing. Discussions began in the Treasury Department about changing the penny's composition, while the material changes didn't happen until 1943, when the famous steel cent was introduced. 1942 represents the final full year before the U.S. Mint began experimenting with substitutes. Thus, the 1942 penny marks the end of an era, the last wartime penny, fully struck in traditional bronzen. Life in 1942 America involved strict rationing. Citizens used ration books for groceries, gas, and clothing. Pennies were essential. They were used to make exact payments. When rationing stamps were traded, the penny became a symbol of thrift, practicality, and patriotism. Every cent counts wasn't just a phrase, it was a way of life. Many Americans began hoarding coins, especially as rumors swirled that metal coinage would change. That's one reason uncirculated 1942 cents are scarcer than you might expect despite high mintage. The U.S. government encouraged citizens to grow victory gardens and purchase war bonds. School children collected pennies in patriotic campaigns to raise money for the war. In fact, penny drives became common, where kids donated wheat pennies to support Red Cross efforts or send care packages to soldiers. Imagine a 10-year-old in 1942 dropping a Lincoln cent into a donation box, never imagining that same coin would one day become a collector's item. The early 1940s also brought inflation, fears, and economic instability. Prices rose families tightened budgets, the penny still had real purchasing power enough to buy candy, a phone call, or a postage stamp. Today we might overlook the value of a cent, but in 1942, it was a small but mighty economic tool. The Philadelphia Mint handled the bulk of 1942 penny production. Without a mint mark, these coins were shipped nationwide. Workers operated around the clock, often under pressure to meet federal quotas, all while navigating shortages, blackouts, and manpower losses due to the draft. The Denver and San Francisco mints also played crucial roles, especially in Western and Pacific states. Their D&S mint marks offer collectors regional insight into the coin's origin. Oddly enough, World War II sparked new interest in coin collecting. People became more aware of coins due to changing metals, patriotic